This is Joe Hook here with Real Human Performance, and we're going to talk today about creating a good pivot step for you. Oftentimes we do pivots in our rotational movements here at this gym. You might see them in other gyms or out in sport. We want to make sure that we're pivoting correctly so that we don't cause injury, because any kind of rotational force that isn't taken properly can really cause some serious damage. So typically what we see out on our gym floor when people aren't pivoting correctly is that they'll wind up in a position where they're rotating in and they don't rotate correctly here at the foot, or they don't properly rotate and create a lot of torque here at the foot and hip like so, but instead they translate that force into the knee by creating what's called a valgus movement. Or we'll kind of shunt that force into the big toe like so, which does the same kind of pressuring that a valgus movement would do at the knee. So what we want to train people to do is to activate that plantar fascia, pull it up nice and short by kind of creating some tension or some flexion there in the big toe. We can pull it back up, some dorsiflexion, and rotate completely at the foot so that we can use the hip properly. So we want to do in any kind of rotation movement, we want to load ourselves slightly more towards the ball of the feet. We want to push the ground away at the foot, but also get a slight bit of pullback at the big toe here like so we can get a pull pivot. Even if you're in shoes, this is something that you need to practice, because we're oftentimes smashing our feet into the front of the shoe anyways and getting some kind of outward rotation of that big toe. So it's something to work on as you go to the gym. I'll show you this in the form of a basic exercise that we use here called a perpendicular toss. So how you want to do this is you want to align yourself perpendicular to the wall here like so. Load up towards your outside foot. Now notice how I don't sink back onto the heel here. You might do that when you lift, but instead for a rotational movement, I have my weight slightly loaded towards the ball of the foot right here. The ball is on my hip. I'm going to push the ground away and get a full pivot here when I go to toss. So notice how this foot finishes all the way around here towards the wall, so I'm using my hip.